Were you a Bengal guy growing up, Dan?
I grew up in Zanesville, Ohio.
Right.
And we got that's when they had the Cleveland Browns. We didn't have the Bengals then. Then we moved to a small town outside of Cincinnati, Mason. And then the Bengals came to town. And I remember seeing Bob Trumpy play.
Sure.
Bruce Coslett play.
Sure.
The Bengals came in and had Greg Cook, who was Rookie of the Year quarterback, then got hurt. And we used to sneak into the games. They played at the University of Cincinnati. And I remember the first game I saw, the Chargers came to town. And those uniforms.
Sure.
So you had the Bengal uniforms that were horrible. And the Chargers came out. And I went, oh, my God, this is great. And I loved John Hadle and Dickie Post and Lance Allworth. And I was in love with those colors. And every time I see the Chargers, when they wear those colors, I'm like, brings back memories of going to see them. But, yeah, I got to see a lot of we used to go to games to see the teams coming in from out of town.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was a diehard Bengal fan. But then, I started covering them. When I covered the Bengals from a distance when I was working in Dayton, when Chris Collinsworth was a rookie. And I remember Collinsworth, after every home game, I went right to his locker because he was
the
gold.
Talker? Okay.
He was gold. He was always great. And, he's still the same,
right.
A talker. But they were Anthony Munoz. I was able to be around. I went to the coldest football game in history.
That freezer
game
ball.
Against the Chargers.
The Chargers again.
Oh, my God. If I bet back then, or I had money back then, when the Chargers came out of the tunnel and the Bengals offensive linemen, like Max Montoya, they were sleeveless. And if you could have seen the Chargers' faces, if you could have said, hey, you guys are going to lose by like a field goal, but you can go right back in the tunnel, get on the plane and go home. They probably would have went, okay,
yeah,
we'll take our chances going back home and not playing in this game, because they had no chance. It made you cry. If you could cry, you couldn't because your tears would freeze up.
Yeah.
But if you could have cried that day with the weather, you would have. It was
no kidding.
It was. They should never have played that football game.
Really?
Oh my God. Wind chill factor.
Yeah.
I knew a cameraman. And your cameraman has to have, the fingers got to be there
sure.
for the. He lost his pinky. Frostbite. Had to have it taken off.
Get out for shooting the game. Wow. Damn.
It was that cold.
And then they made the Super Bowl and saw Montana there, and then they made another Super Bowl, saw Montana there.
But they at least played competitive.
Yes.
Both of those Super Bowls,
they did.
They really took the Niners, to the end, and give credit to Montana. Even the game in Detroit when they lost to Montana, they at least, and it was weird. I was watching the Chiefs game, and it was 21-3. And my wife goes, "You're going to watch?" I said, "I just don't want them embarrassed." Because I don't root for the Bengals.
Yeah.
I don't root against them. I root for the people of Cincinnati who, whenever I would say I was from Cincinnati, they would always go, "Oh, the Bungles." Always. First thing they'd say, "Oh, the Bungles."
Right.
And you go, "Yeah, the Bungles." And they finally got their quarterback, and they got some magic here, and I just didn't want them embarrassed against Kansas City, and it was painful. Then I would just check my phone, and then my wife would go, "Just go watch it." Mm-hmm. And I go, I can't. And then it was 21-10. And I go, okay, we're not going to get blown out. And then my wife goes, "You said we." I go,
There you go.
And then I went down, and all of a sudden I'm watching, and it went into overtime, and I had to walk away. And my wife goes, "Wait, isn't this important?" I go, "Yes, tell me what happens." So it came back to, I was a fan again. And when I started at SportsCenter, I gave up being a fan because I thought it was only fair if I was covering the Steelers,
sure,
that I was going to be fair to the Steelers instead of somebody saying, "Well, he's a Bengal fan."
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.